Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. In this video, I'm going to go through the Maonocaster and I'm going to show you how to set it up. The last video I did on this, to be honest with you, I didn't think anybody was going to watch that video, but it turns out got a lot of comments and even more questions. So hopefully with this video, I'm going to answer all of those questions by setting it up step by step and showing you how to input some bumpers and stingers, getting this all set up for your live stream or your podcast. Now, when you purchase the Maonocaster Lite, it comes with its own microphone. The unit that they sent me did not come with a microphone, so I am going to use my own external microphone to do this tutorial. It also comes with a gaggle of cables, like a whole mess of cables. But the good thing about these cables is they're all numbered to make it really easy to piece together. The USB to USB-C cable that is not labeled is going to be how you charge the Maonocaster Lite. Yes, this does have a rechargeable battery, so if you want to take your podcast on the go, you don't have to be tethered to an electric outlet. You can do it wherever you can set your phone or your iPad and the audio mixer. Okay, now let's go through the string of cables. So cable number 1 is going to go into cable number 2, and cable number 2 is going to go into cable number 3. It's that simple. If you're using this in a device that takes a USB, you're not going to need cable number 3. Cable number 3 is USB-C. So if you have a laptop or a desktop, this is where you would plug cable number 2 into. But I am using this in an iPad, so I am going to plug in cable number 3 because that has the USB-C. If you have an older iPad or iPhone, you're going to have to get a dongle that's USB-C to Lightning to get this to work. This is very important. Cable number 1 is going to plug directly into the Maonocaster, and cable number 3 is the one that's going to go into your device. If you mix them up, it's not going to work. So very important that you follow the instructions that are on the labels. And they also send you a bunch of extra microphone wires in case you're using more than one microphone, and they have the 3.5 plug on them. Now I'm going to jump into the overhead camera to walk you through all of the ports on the back. Starting from the right is going to be the power button. To turn this unit on, you need to long press the power button until the lights come on. Let's say you want to use this unit without lights, you want to conserve the battery. Right next to the power button is that light button. So you just continue to hit the button to get the illumination to go down until it is completely off. But I like them on, so I'll leave it. Next is the USB-C port, and that is where you're going to plug cable number 1 into. The next 3 ports say pod 1, pod 2, pod 3. So if you want to run these into external devices, these are the jacks that you're going to use, but you're going to have to get cables to go in there. So 3.5 to whatever device you're working with. If it's an older iPhone, 3.5 to Lightning. The jack that says output is what you're going to use if you want to set it up to speakers. Music input, this is where you're going to hook up an external device if you want to input music. The next port over, it says headset. This is where you're going to plug in your headphones. And the last 2 ports are going to be for your microphones. So now I'm going to plug in cable number 1 into the USB-C port, and I'm also going to plug in a pair of earbuds into the headset. Now I'm going to use one of their supplied 3.5 cables and put that into microphone 1 jack. And now I'm going to plug the end of cable number 3 into my iPad. The Maonocaster Lite will also hook up to your iPad via Bluetooth. You would go to your settings app, go over to Bluetooth. This will discover the Maonocaster Lite under Maono AU-AM 200, and then you just need to tap it to connect it. I've already used this before, so it's already paired. I've done this in a previous video, but in case you haven't seen that video, I'm just going to give you a brief run through of the interface. On the left is a volume knob. This is going to control the volume of your microphone. The 3 knobs right next to it are going to be the knobs that you use to EQ your microphone. The rightmost knob is going to control the sound at which you're recording everything in. And the knob on the right is going to control the volume of your music. Now down on the left are a few sliders. One is echo, and obviously if you slide that up, it's going to create an echo to your voice like you're standing on a stage or an auditorium. The monitor slider controls the volume of your headphones. The light that is illuminated effect, that's some pre-programmed controls for your microphone. The pitch button is going to change the sound of your voice. There's a male, female, baby, robot, and to get out of pitch, you just hit the effect button. One button down from pitch is going to be denoise, and I have to say the Maonocaster Lite has one of the best technologies when it comes to denoising your audio. Your microphone recognizes your voice, and once you stop speaking, it's going to slam shut that gate. It's going to shut out any ambient noises that are around you. One button over that says music only, that's if you're using the Maonocaster Lite for karaoke. It's going to do the best it can to extract the singing audio out of that, just leaving the music behind. It's not perfect, it works a little, but it's not perfect. One of my favorite buttons here to work with is the sidechain button. So when you activate the sidechain, what that's going to do is act like audio ducking. So if the music is playing, if you start talking, it's going to bring down the sound of the music so that your voice is the most prominent audio. The OTG music button is going to allow you to import music into the Maonocaster Lite. Okay, now the 8 buttons that are illuminated, those are some pre-programmed sound effects. You have an opening, applause, gunshot, laughter, booing, awkward, slapping, cheering. I'm not going to play them. Keys that I'm really going to focus on today are going to be these 4 blank buttons at the bottom. These are empty keys that you can program with your own audio. So if you're live streaming or if you're podcasting and you do intros or you have your own specialized sound effects, you can program these into these buttons. So while you're podcasting, it's just one click away. If you're cutting to a break, people that are sponsoring your podcast or your live stream. I'm a member of Storyblocks. What I've done is brought a few stingers into my timeline in LumaFusion. What I'm going to do is record a musical intro for a podcast. And how I'm going to do that is by pre-recording it into one of these 4 blank buttons on the bottom. Now, how you know they're empty is when you hit them, they're just going to make like a beeping noise. That's how you know that they're open and ready to be recorded on. To do this, what I have to do is press down the button and hold it. It's going to start flashing. As soon as it starts to do the first blink, you want to hit play on your interface to get that music to record in there perfectly. If not, and you hit the button, there might be a little bit of a delay until that music actually pops up and starts to play. So you want to be very mindful about the timing. You might have to do it a few times to get that timing just so. So I'm going to put it right at the beginning on the timeline, press and hold the button. When it starts blinking, when it stops blinking, that means you've reached your time limit capacity. And to me, it looks like it's about 25 seconds is the max that it can record in. So I put that music as button number 1. And what I'm going to do now is add my own sound effects. It didn't play as soon as I hit the button, so what I'm going to do is erase that. And how you erase it is you just press it down and hold it again until that light comes on, and that means you've erased the content from that button. To check that it is empty, I'll just hit it again so I hear the beep. But you've got to just do it just so. And actually, that wasn't the Maonocaster Lite's fault, it was LumaFusion's fault. When I hit play, there was a little bit of a hesitation. See, that's perfect. Now I've got 2 slots left. Oh, maybe a ticking clock, like if somebody's taking too long to answer, starts ticking away there. I guess I'll do like a rolling thunder type of thing, something foreboding. Oh, you know what? I should have moved this a little higher to make this a little louder. That's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to record something in Garageband. This is just gonna be a super quick tutorial just to show you how to get that up and going. So let's hit the Garageband icon. Once you're greeted with this page, you want to hit the plus button, and that will launch GarageBand. And we're looking to record some audio, so we want to make sure we are in audio recorder, and we'll hit the voice icon. And that is going to launch where we can actually start recording the podcast. First thing we want to do is change up this microphone. It's automatically EQ'd for some lead vocals for singing. I just want to, do some narration, so we want to change the microphone by tapping that icon and going down until we see narrator. I'm going to hit done. This is not going to matter too much because our microphone is already going to be EQ'd into the Maonocaster Lite. I'm just going to quickly show you guys how to set up for an audio recording. The first thing that we want to do is hit the plus button on the side over here, all the way up in the upper right hand corner. We want to go to section A, tap that, and we are going to change the slider to automatic. We want to tap out of that. Now we're going to go to the gear icon, and we're going to go to metronome, count in and count out. We're going to go down to no sound, and we're going to turn off the visual count in and the count in because we want that metronome going. We have nothing to do with music in this one. We'll back out of that and tap our way out of that. Now we're ready to record, and obviously to record, the only thing that we have to do is hit that red button. Before you start recording, you want to make sure that your microphone is equalized to the way that you like. If you have a headset plugged in, this monitor should be off. The channel should read 1, that's picking up the Maonocaster Lite, and you want to bring up the levels of your microphone. You just want to turn the volume up to make sure that it's registering properly. If you have a guest, obviously you would want to plug their microphone into that back port so that you have 2 microphones going. So now we're going to hit record here. And now I'm just going to do a clap. I want to make sure to sync my audio properly. So let's say we want to get started recording our podcast. Don't forget, we have the song at the very beginning, all the way in this leftmost key. Now, before I start recording the podcast, I want to make sure that everything is equalized. All my levels look good. I don't want anything to peak or be clipping. I want the denoise button illuminated, and I also want that side chain button illuminated because I want to make sure that if there's music going on, as soon as I start talking, it's going to bring the volume down of that music. So let's go ahead and get started. And I have my intro song all the way on the left empty button, so I'll hit that. Hello there, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for popping by my podcast. This is Tammy Sipnewski, and our special guest today is Ethan Sipnewski, and he's going to give us tips on how to land the ladies. Now, obviously, my brother's not here, but, I have to say he probably would give some good tips on landing the ladies. Now I'm just going to tap some of these other buttons where I'd put in some of the sound effects. Police siren. So when I talk, the volume of the police siren goes down. That is crazy loud. That is a ticking clock. So if someone is taking too long to answer my question, I'm going to hit that ticking clock and put the pressure on them. How does that sound? And this one is the ominous thunder. Very foreboding. And of course, if I want to add a little echo to my voice, I would just turn up that echo slider. Not that I'm, crazy about the echo slider. I really wouldn't use it. I think people more use that for singing. Now, it seems like with the echo slider, the echo is not there until all of a sudden it is. It doesn't feel like it's a gradual fading in and fading out. It feels like it's just off, and then all of a sudden it's on. This is MC mode for the microphone. Oh, actually, I think I like this better. It adds a little bit of bassiness, so I might keep it in MC. This is original, and this is the microphone original. And this is the Pro. Oh, actually, the Pro sounds pretty good too. I should have had that in Pro to begin with. And this is it. This is just a very basic podcast on the go type of setup. There's no electricity here. All I need is the Maonocaster Lite. I don't even need the iPad. I could do this in my iPhone as long as I'm running Garageband or some other recording interface. I have it. And obviously, I'm just using a very simple vlogging microphone that's on a little tripod, and that's what I'm using to record the audio. And of course, I could even use a lavalier microphone too. I don't even have to have this huge setup. So this makes this a very portable podcasting studio. Now, once we're done recording our podcast, what we can do is export it. So I'll quickly show you how to do this again. You just want to go over to the page icon, and that is going to put that in your files for GarageBand. It's just going to take a few seconds to download. Once it's downloaded, it's just titled My Song. We have to press it and hold it until this fly down menu pops up. Now I'm just going to rename it. Done. Now I'm going to tap it and hold it again until I get that fly down menu again. I'll hit share. And of course I'm going to share it as a song. Medium quality is just fine. Higher quality, it's just going to take you longer to upload it and it's going to take up more file space, so medium is absolutely fine. I'll hit share. Now it's going to ask me where I want to share it to. You can save it to a Google Drive, you can AirDrop it, or I'm going to send it directly to LumaFusion. And it's just going to take a little while to export. The more I work with the Maonocaster Lite, the more impressed I am. It's a recording studio that fits in the palm of your hand, or fits into your purse, or fits into your briefcase or your camera bag. If you need to do a podcast on the go, this is a great option. And you don't have to use Garageband. If you just have a simple voice recorder to just hit record and get going, that's even easier. If you want to use this for live streaming, for Zoom, for Twitch, whatever it is that you're looking to do, you have those built-in sound effects. You can record your own sound effects or your own songs. You can equalize your microphone, change up the pitch of your voice, and you get a microphone with it now for 99 bucks. This really is a great, great buy. And to me, I'm telling you, the sidechain button alone, I think is worth the 99 bucks if you're using it in a live scenario. I love the fact that it's super portable. And you don't have to use an iPad. You can do all of this directly into your iPhone. You don't even have to use a microphone that's this big. You can use lav mics even. Don't forget to keep your eye out for the Garageband tutorial in case you're looking to do a podcast that's a little more produced. If you want to add in some different music, do some different things, string some audio together from previous guests, I'm going to show you how to do all of that in an upcoming tutorial for Garageband. That one's going to be a little more lengthy, but I think, to cover everything, it really has to be that long. Well, that's going to do it here for me today, and until next time, please wear your sunblock and call your mom and dad just to say how much you love them.